Okay, so they're just gonna like keep playing with our emotions. They have not made me this anxious in a while. Good. They haven't been good in a while. That's what you're trying to say. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 3 of the regular season, where the Astros win 2-1 over the New York Mets, winning the first series of the season. And by God, don't you feel better this time than last year? Like last year, opening day, opening weekend against a New York team in Houston. I can't even say in Minute Maid Park anymore. That breaks my heart. In Houston, did not feel great. Not much to be positive about. This year, there's a lot more to be positive about, which is insane on account of the Astros so far have averaged 2 runs per game. They are somehow 2-1 in those 3 games. That's not great, actually, now that I say that aloud. But it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. You know why it's fine? The pitching's been dynamite. Tonight, the Astros pitching staff put on a beautiful clinic, only allowing 1 hit, only allowing 1 run, and it was... Listen, Auraghetti got carved for it, and I'm going to be honest, I just didn't think it was that big of a deal. Maybe I'm the outlier. I think a lot of people kind of lost their minds at Auraghetti's mistake. I just kind of thought it was one of those things where you're like, yeah, sometimes freak athletes that have near superhuman speed just kind of do that kind of a thing. That's how I viewed the steal / ground out home, whatever you want to call it. So to start it off where I believe the credit is due, Auraghetti pitched a gem. Like, he was phenomenal in this game. Picked up the win, 6 innings of 1-run ball, gave up a pair of walks, which isn't great, picked up 5 strikeouts, which is a little less than you'd like, gave up quite a bit of hard contact, which I will talk about in a second, but Auraghetti pitched a very, very confident game tonight. He looked really good. He picked up 13 swings and misses. His fastball was kind of moving. I thought he pitched really, really well in this game. And to talk about the hard contact, because I am a stickler for pitchers that give up a lot of hard contact. To really dig into the contact he was giving up, it doesn't instill fear. Like, yes, there were some times where the ball was absolutely lined, and I think a few of those times, yeah, he definitely got lucky. But also, I think there were more than enough times where it was like, yeah, he gave up hard contact, but to go through all the hard hit balls that Spencer Auraghetti gave up tonight. Second batter of the game, Juan Soto doubles. Now, is that great? No, it's not great that it was hit 95 off the bat. However, expected batting average of 0.90. It was pretty much a fly ball that just happened to get down for an extra base for Juan Soto. Pete Alonso, 102 off the bat. That's not great. It was 102.9 actually, so say 103, round up. .050 expected batting average. It was just straight up in the air, nothing to really be concerned about. Then you get a Brett Beatty 104 line out. This one was a really nice defensive play. Could have easily got down. However, sometimes the defense picks you up. To continue going through it, 4th inning, there it is. 103 mile an hour ground out. But again, ground out into the dirt, nothing to be really overly concerned about. 5th inning, fly out, 103 off the bat. That one was a really well struck ball by Winker. But again, sometimes you get lucky. 95 off the bat, into the dirt, ground out in the 5th inning. Then you get to the 6th inning where he would give up his only run. 97, but a fly out, only a 210 expected batting average. And the final hard hit ball of his day, 101 ground out. That was the weird little mistake with Juan Soto, and where Jose Siri would come around to score, which again sucks, but into the dirt at 101. And he made a pretty nice play coming off the mound, which is what really sucked about that play. He fielded it well, and I thought he read the play correctly. He just had a slow throw over to first, and Jose Siri said, what if I did zoomy things? So while 8 hard hit balls and only 6 innings of work is significantly above where I would like that number to be, this wasn't players just barreling the ball. It was hit straight up in the air or straight down into the dirt a lot of the time. I thought Auraghetti had a really, really good performance. The run was a mistake, but also, I don't know, it just kind of can happen like that. I'm really not concerned about it. Then you get to the bullpen, and by God, I would feel so much better about the bullpen if the most questionable pitcher to this point of the season wasn't making $20 million per season. Hello, Josh, it is nice to see you again. At least you didn't give up a run this time. Brian King, by God, if your name is Brian and you're in the bullpen for the Astros in the first couple seasons of your career, you're just a stud. picked up a pair of strikeouts on 13 pitches. No hard contact in his inning. He looked dialed in. He picked up right where he left off last season. Brian Abreu gets to make a little amends for game 1 of the season. Only gives up 1 walk, 1 hard hit ball, no hits, picks up a pair of strikeouts. I thought Abreu looked pretty nice. Did kind of have to labor through the 8th inning, but I thought he was mostly in control. And then you get to Josh Hader. And, dude, I would love if he didn't make me nervous every time he took the mound. However, we do not live in this reality, and in fact, he makes me nervous every single time he walks onto that mound. And here's the thing. I believe that Josh Hader is a very, very, very good, elite relief pitcher when he is on. The problem is, we have not yet really seen him dialed as an Astros pitcher. If I can say that. He had an up and down season last year. He wasn't bad by any means, but there was the occasional question mark. I understand his underlying stuff last year looked phenomenal. He was getting very unlucky. However, the one position that I kind of have to be a jerk about when you're talking about luck is relief pitching, because it's very short sample sizes. And listen, I understand that the stuff was there from him last year. The velocity looked solid from him last year. The expected numbers look solid from him. The contact numbers, they all look good. But when you're making $20 million per season, you get 1 mulligan. So this has got to be the year that he is fully dialed, and he is that 2019, 2022, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, 2021, Ryan Presley level of, oh, he's coming in? Oh yeah, the game is over. Like, no, it's over. It's done. You are not scoring a run off of this player. It has to be near there this year. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I was extremely hyped about this signing, and I still think that inside of Josh Hader is a absolute dog of a relief pitcher. However, to this point, I believe he has given up, 5 base runners through only 2 innings? He has given up a run. Tonight, very easily could have gone differently. The last pitch of the game was a absolute line shot into Pena's glove, which, again, by the way, Pena is a stud. Like, it was 107 off the bat to end the game. And it's not the most inspiring I've seen Josh Hader look. So we're going to continue to wait. Again, it's very early on. But I just would have loved if to this point it would have been a little more confidence inspiring. But you know what was inspiring? A couple of players on the offense really look like they're finding it. Jose Altuve, is it weird that, I still feel Altuve isn't even playing that well, and yet he's hitting .455? Which is kind of just what Jose Altuve has done throughout the past couple seasons of his career, where it's like, oh man, Altuve's in a slump. Oh, he's batting .315 with an on-base near .400. Huh. Yeah, but that isn't quite his standard now, is it? He's reached that level where I've been almost concerned with him to this point, because he struck out more than I'd like him to. However, he is almost batting .500. So I think we're okay. Isaac Paredes tonight drew a pair of walks. Again, he's doing a lot for the count. The hitting's got to get a little bit better as we progress, but he's doing work. He's doing work in the count. He's drawing some walks. We're okay with that. The biggest thing of tonight was Yordan Alvarez finally getting his first hit, and it was an RBI base hit, a RBI double to give the Astros the lead in the second inning. They talked about it on the Fox broadcast, and it is correct. Yordan Alvarez needs to carry himself with a much better swagger, because people are genuinely terrified of this hitter, and they should be. He is a monster, and he showed you why. He did draw a walk tonight. He got his first base hit of the season. He's got to be one of the players that wakes up, and speaking of players that wake up, Jeremy Pena, with the Astros' first extra base hit of the season and their first home run of the season. Jeremy Pena, I understand the offense hasn't been there particularly great to this point. Tonight it obviously was, had the first home run of the year. Defensively, he's looked great. His swing has looked better. He's made some good contact. He's still chasing sliders, but I think sometimes you just kind of have to accept the character flaw. And his beige flag is that he is going to chase sliders even if they are thrown into your dugout. That isn't the best thing, But if he can be a good 20 home run hitter again, just get the offense a little bit better than it's been the past couple of seasons. I'm not asking for like a 140 WRC plus. I'm not asking for a 130. I am asking politely for like 110 to 120. If it's somewhere in there and his defense continues to look as good as it has through the first couple of games, I'd be over the moon with Jeremy Pena. Also, because I'm contractually obligated to say it, Chas McCormick looked good again. He had a walk and a base hit tonight. There's nothing more to that. I just love Chas McCormick. He's going to have his revenge tour, by the way, and I'm telling you this now. Get in on it while it's hot, guys. He's got an 1,100 OPS through the first series of the season. And yeah, the Chas tour is back on. And now, in a weird turn of events, the Astros have tomorrow off. The first Sunday of the season is a off day. Because why wouldn't it be? It's such a weird, scheduled start to the season, guys. I don't know. The Yankees played opening day, then didn't yesterday, then did today, and then hit 3 home runs on 3 pitches to start the game, which is insane. All off of Nestor Cortez, by the way, which is the complete lack of aura from him is insane from that. But we continue to move on. The Astros will play Monday night against the San Francisco Giants. The Astros are sending Ronel Blanco to the mound. The Giants do not yet have a listed starter. Regardless, after that game, I will be here to talk about it. But as for right now, that is all I have to say. So thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And as always, go Astros.